What's going on? It's David Palmer, the Leo King, and this is my show Uncut Astrology, where I go deep into the astrological influences of this week. And this is the week of April 15th through the 22nd of 2015. And I always love the transit that happens during this week. It is one of my top 3 transits of the year, and that's Pluto stopping and going retrograde. But it's kind of interesting because there are so many other aspects of the astrology happening this week. I mean, literally, when you look at the list, it's a powerhouse week. A lot of shifting. And when you add Pluto retrograde in the middle of this all, which starts right away here on the 15th and 16th of April, man, big lever changing. Because retrogrades to me are God's levers. And Pluto, the planet of the underworld, the planet of change, the planet of death and rebirth, we are pulling that lever. And it's always a 6-month up and a 6-month back. That's Pluto, right? It's such a far away planet. Pluto is the farthest away. It is the unseen. You cannot see it with the naked eye at all. You got to have a telescope out. And there are deep subconscious changes going deep within us now. And we are revealing a bigger change in our life, a new direction. Especially because if you look at this week, it's combined with the sun finishing in Aries for a new moon, which the pagan holiday is usually the first new moon of Aries. And really, this is the first new moon since the last new moon happened technically in Pisces. This can kind of be the new year, this week beginning. But this is about our big new direction in our life, our big takeoff. I'm calling this the space launch. The other aspect of this week with this big Pluto retrograde of bringing change and having us make us really start to see where we're going in our life is the new moon combination of taking us into a new direction. But if you combine Mars squaring Jupiter, which I think that this is a very odd transit to happen while we're in the sun in Aries, that we're having to face our belief structures. We're having to face, deep stuff regarding whether or not we have the courage to go for what we love. And we're realizing what doesn't make us happy anymore. We're realizing what is not valuable anymore. So when we step into this new moon, we step into this Pluto retrograde, we got Mars square Jupiter. It's like, it's time to really believe in the path of our heart. It's time to really know what's not working anymore, what does not resonate. There could become a frustration too that our actions, our identity aren't moving in the direction that we believe it should anymore. So these beliefs are changing us. We're ready to take action in bigger and better ways. And this can also be a fear of the optimism of what action to take. That's combined with Mercury, which is making an odd quincunx over to Saturn. We got some, belief structures to face. Of course, Saturn's still retrograding in Sagittarius, Mercury in Taurus, making us slow down and know what's important, not letting our thoughts get out of control, that we need to resonate with what's valuable now. And I think that with all these launching energies that are coming, we're tapping into a more intuitive understanding of where to go. Mercury starts to make a nice sextile with Neptune as all this is happening. And this rocket ship is one that is an explosion that we've been waiting for. We have gone through the eclipses for the last month. We have literally been rattled to the core of who we are. But that rattling has given us now the strength, or at least, let's be honest, we might not actually believe we have the strength, but it has given us the true understanding of what we need to do to bring that strength back, to find where our true happiness and heart lies, and to be ready to move forward and take off on that. That's all combining with Venus, which is of course in Gemini, wanting to express itself in relationships, and there's a lot to bring out and say. And especially as it's heavily stressed by Saturn and a square to Neptune this week, when it comes to how we're expressing ourselves and feeling good, there is a lot of conflict going on. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of compassion that sometimes we need to find within ourselves, that our own thoughts are sabotaging our own happiness in ourselves. We're having to find that deeper compassion. We're having to really shed off a lot of negative thought patterns and beliefs in ourselves as we came into situations that maybe didn't make us happy anymore. We came into a last month of, hoping that things are going to finally change, but having to go through a battle after a battle after a battle. And combine the sun then after the new moon moves into Taurus this week. So if you really look at all this, a huge major shift point. A huge completion point. The neurotic Pluto-Uranus square is over, technically. Of course, it'll still be lingering for this year, but it will break apart very nice for the next 6 months. So you're going to see the next 6 months an opening happen. Now, it's not the most extreme one, but it is a breather. Especially next week, I think, will be the first week in a long time that we have truly had a breather. That might feel like it came out of freaking nowhere. The best way to say this is allow this new rocket ship to take place and do not prejudge, predetermine, or think that you know how that launch is going to happen, because you don't. You're in a place right now where we are having to find better energy. We are having to, it's in many ways having to search for like a new Earth. And it's like leaving Earth and getting on the spaceship and finding a new Earth. That kind of energy, and the hope sometimes could be lost. Like, are we going to ever find it? But the truth is that the universe has got it there. And this is a powerful week for relationships and being there to strengthen us, to help us unveil subconscious hardships and compassion hardships that we're having in ourselves. So be easy on yourself through this. This could be where we're very tough on ourselves. We're predeterministic. We think it's going to happen the way that it's going to happen without even realizing that we still need to take off and see where it takes us. It's a new road. We don't even know how that's going to go, and it has to unveil itself this week. And when that sun comes into Taurus by the end of this weekend and into Monday, we're really going to shift into a new flower that is growing. This is going to be the first time the sun comes into Taurus without Saturn and Scorpio. And we're going to have a whole Taurus transit without Saturn and Scorpio. So we can really start to grow and seed and create some valuable and positive aspects in our life. And there will be a moment where we can finally start to bridge the new happiness in self, the new identity, and the new courage we must find after going through quite an extreme. What did I call it a couple weeks ago? I called it Olympic soul. Olympic soul training. So you'll make it through. And be excited. Because even though we can't see it, this week we do. Especially this weekend and after the weekend. So I'm very excited for everybody. I started astrology on my Instagram. So it's a daily Insta astrology. If you're missing the daily horoscope on YouTube, go to my Facebook, David Lawrence Palmer, or on my Instagram, and I do a daily video now. It's a 15-second, just a nice pump you up about what's happening in the day. And I appreciate the support of the switchover, and that I can still do this horoscope for you. But if you want to get a daily horoscope with love, tarot, it's all on my app on Apple and Android. Or if you have a computer or another type of phone, leoking.lookstack.com. And it's only $5.99 a month. And you get everything every day and daily notifications on your phone. There's a question and answer on there where I do videos that are going to answer the questions. It's definitely the most interactive astrology app and website in the world with video and notifications. I'm with you 24/7. And I'm always here for you on my YouTube channel. I'm going to post more Uncuts, of course, every week, and I'm working on some new shows that are going to be truly awesome for you to watch. Thank you so much for all the support. I love you. And I will see you guys on the next Uncut.